오랜만에 플레이해보는 거네요. NBA2K19 파워포워드 키우기 마이커리어 10번째 시간 가져보도록 하겠습니다. 주전된 이후로 계속 이어서 시즌 진행해 보도록 할게요. 그러면 미네소타와의 경기부터 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 제가 요새 야구, 농구, 그리고 FPS 게임 너무 여러 개 섞어가면서 하다 보니까 컨텐츠들을 순서대로 플레이가 좀 쉽지가 않았는데, 보다 보니까 또 많은 분들께서 농구 너무 야구만 많이 하고 농구 안 하는 거 아니냐 또 얘기도 많이 있으셔가지고, 제가 또 이거를 본업으로 하는 사람은 아니다 보니까 하루에 사실 한 편 정도 하기도 살짝 좀 버겁긴 하거든요. 근데 야구가 가장 좀 적당하더라고요. 왜냐면 야구가 한 40분 50분으로 해서 딱 끝나기가 좋아가지고, 일단은 시작했던 컨텐츠에 대해서는 최대한 다 마무리 지을 수 있도록 하겠습니다. 자, 일단 능력치를 그때 어디까지 키웠었는지 기억이 안 나는데 2305 정도 있고요. 포인트 레이업 하나 더 키워주면 덩크는 그때 다 키웠던 것 같고, 코트로 바로 나갈게요. 홈경기죠. 홈경기가 아니네요. 원정이네요.
Welcome everyone to this 2K Sports broadcast live from downtown Minneapolis. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and Hall of Famer on our sideline, David Aldridge, and our very special guest, Hall of Famer to be, one of the greats ever to step on the pro hardwood, the one, the only Kevin Garnett.
보다 보니까 강백호보다는 그 래퍼 중에 BY랑 더 닮은 것 같아요. 지금 여기 마이커리어 키우고 있는 캐릭터가.
And how about the points they put up? I mean, they were aggressive. In fact, at times overwhelming.
Hey, I agree with you there. I mean, they were in a really nice flow, Greg. Seemed like they couldn't miss.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Harris is out there with Lonzo Ball. And it's LeBron James. And it's McGee in at the center position. And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ballgame. And that one's good, Towns. And Kevin, you think about all the individual accolades you won, the MVP, the Defensive Player of the Year award. Where does the title NBA champion rank on your personal list?
Being an NBA champion is everything. If I didn't win any of that individual stuff, I would be totally fine with just being a champion.
And here is Harris after the three-pointer from Karl Anthony Towns. And there's the foul. It'll go on in. That is his first foul of the game. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Rose kicks to Towns. Rose against Harris. Rose attacking the kick out to Towns. Oh, good with the triple.
definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
그치, 저건 넣어줬어야지.
Kevin, you think
설마 안
about the
들어가는
work
줄
that
알고
goes into
노마크였네.
being an elite player. Describe that. What did you try to accomplish?
What are you going to do in these positions right here? When they trap you, how are you going to get the ball out? When you're not trapped, when you're one-on-one, what are the moves you're working on down here? Okay, on the right block. Okay, what about the left block? What about the top of the key? You get an ISO top of the key, what are you going to do? 5 seconds, what are you going to do? So you have to invest in yourself. After you get done with that, that's probably 45 minutes to an hour. You go in, you shower, you get done with that, you take your behind home, you sit, you rest. Now you obviously as a person, you're living as a human being, your everyday life. But yeah, it's a lot.
Sounds exhausting.
It is, but it is a cycle that you are able to create for yourself. And once you're in it, you're in it. And it turns over like an everyday, you know, this is what you do every day. Sort of like a routine. And once you get that routine, it is what it is. And I was able to keep a routine for 21 years. Amazing. And you know what?
21
너무
years.
오랜만에 플레이해서 감이 안 오네요.
Things on to my routine, but if you ask anybody to play with me, they see my routine. I did my routine every day. Never missed a day of not doing my routine.
Now here's Towns. After the miss from AI. Shot clock at 5. McGee with the block.
르브론.
James in the post, defended by Covington.
역시 르브론 저 상황에
And the
넣어주네.
type of leader you are, Kevin, the idea of coaching must have crossed your mind at some time. Am I right or not?
Oh, no. Listen, I like to think.
Too much?
You know what? You have to have a certain patience with coaching. I like to think of myself as a teacher. I like to think of myself as being able to articulate certain things about the game, having a high IQ, being able to translate that from, you know, how I'm thinking to
좀더
showing
빨리
you.
달려가고.
Those are the things that enthusiastic about, you know, some stuff I want to show. I don't have any enthusiasm about being out here X's and O's, drawing up a play. That, man, being a coach is a huge responsibility.
And if they couldn't match your intensity, I'm sure that would frustrate you as a coach, right?
You have to understand that not matching my intensity, but getting a goal done. You know, how you go about something is your way. As long as we're here to reach the same goal.
Yes.
You know, I can't tell you how hard to do something, but I will hope that you would do it hard enough to where it was preventative or however hard it took to reach the goal. And, you know, I've
벌써
always said that
교체야?
if I'm able to teach someone and get them.
지고 있는 상태네.
The Lakers trade.
그런데
We've got
다행히 한
Derrick
점 차니까.
Rose. Dario Saric is out there with Andrew Wiggins. Then there's Towns, and it's Galloway in at the 2.
패스가
So that's the
됐고.
Timberwolves 5.
내가 안
Let's go
좋게
down to
달라고
the
해서
sideline and
그런가.
catch up with David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, AI in their last time out against the Knicks was on a mission. He scored 26 points, and he seemed to have a hand in all the big defensive stops, putting up good numbers in both the steal and block columns. It's rare to see any player put up numbers like that. It's likely a game he'll always remember. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. I mean, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
Greg, something really stoked his fire. Man, there was no holding him back. And when a player is that locked in,
나이스 리바운드
sit back
하고
and enjoy the ride.
바스켓 카운트는
And you
못했다.
know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup. So I'd agree with you there, Greg.
And taking a quick look
르브론
here at the
다시
hustle stats
나왔네요.
for the Timberwolves.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive
저게 다
end. They've applied
성공했어요.
pressure and forcing turnovers.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Taj Gibson's checked in for Saric. Robert Covington comes in for Wiggins. And it's Teague in for Langston Galloway. Kev, talk about the characteristics needed to be a winner in this league.
Appetite. How much do you want this? Can you push through that pain right there? Are you going to dive on the floor? You're going to do the small things. You know, are you going to double down? Are you going to be in the spot where you're supposed to when you're supposed to be there? You know my bads. You know, all this goes into winning. And then you need a little luck. You do. And you need an appetite. You need 15 guys that's willing to push through anything at any moment. That's the difficult part of winning.
On the same page.
On the same page, all 15
nice cut.
thinking the same thing.
That sounds daunting.
Listen, people think that, oh man, why can't you have 15? Because it's 15 guys thinking 15
반대편 잘
totally.
봤다 패스.
And that's the difficult part of being a coach. So I'm saying being a coach is one of the hardest things to be because you got to take 15 perspectives and get them all in one and then go forward with the same velocity like you want to. Frustrating.
They get it back. Towns and foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line.
Textbook up fake there. Towns does a great job imitating his usual shot motion. Earns himself a trip to the line.
The free throw drops for Towns. And so he hits both.
Solid trip from the line right there. Knocked him down, and it was easy.
Lakers have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Harris passes to AI. And he uses the glass on the layup. AI's got the lead up to 4 now for the Lakers.
And started hot, and he's only gotten harder.
Timberwolves have gone only 2 of 7
사실
from the
지금
field since the second quarter got
저
underway.
디펜스하고 있는 깁슨이라는 애가 덩치도 일단 지금
Harris against Rose.
강백호보다 작은 것 같고 그다음에 스킬이 그렇게 좋은 것 같지가
There's a
않아가지고
minute 34 left in the second quarter.
아
And there's a call
골텐딩이야.
by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing
골밑슛 지금
aggressive
제가
instead of
수비안에
playing it
비해서
safe.
공략하기 쉬운 것 같아요.
Here's AI. And Gibson sends it back.
정확히
Good
했는데
defender who
블록당했네.
uses his body well. Gibson is capable
초록색
of blocking
정확하게
shots.
샷 딱 떠는 거.
KG, I know you've got to run, but as always, you've always got a home here. Thanks for stopping by.
공략하기 쉽다면 바로
Okay,
블록당했어.
man, thank you, 2K, man. I appreciate y'all bringing me through here, man. Anytime y'all need to go, y'all let me know, man.
The best, Kevin Garnett. And Clark, you know, it's amazing. KG was the alpha dog as a player, and he just continues to carry that with him. That's who he is.
And, you know, I think that's who he will always be, too, Kevin. Seemed like he had the attributes of being a leader and grew into that even more as he was mentored by guys like Sam Mitchell and others. So he's the kind of guy with his personality, his charisma, his work ethic that others find it easy to look up to.
And Towns gets it to go.
타운즈 제 잘하는
Towns has got 11
에이스인가 보네.
points.
You know, he's had better starts, obviously, but he's shaking it off here in the second.
James kicks to Harris. Now the pass to AI. Los Angeles keeping it alive. Fresh 24. He gets
나이스 바스켓 카운트.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the
나이스.
boards has really been something
추가
to watch.
엔드원
And the
성공했죠.
game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
오히려 벤치 멤버로 지금 교체돼서 나온 애가
Lakers also making some changes.
나보다
Kyle
덩치도
Kuzma's
좋고
checked in for
장난
JaVale
아닌데?
McGee. And Stevenson comes in for James. And it's Ingram in for Harris. Jones kicks to Wiggins. Over Stevenson. Good D by Stevenson. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Lakers lead by 2.
뭔가
It's time
경기가
now to
잘
go
안 풀리나
courtside
좀
as we
짜증난
send you
표정이에요.
over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. And
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Really an incredible game from AI.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Yeah, he squatted on that paint area and owned it, perfectly using his size and that soft touch inside. That's a heck of a combination. Strength, size, and soft touch. Nice.
So the Lakers 5 right now. AI is out there with LeBron James. Then there's
타운즈한테
Harris.
의존을 많이 하는
There's
팀이고
Lonzo Ball.
와,
It's McGee
넣었어.
in at the 5. You're always looking for guys with confidence, but then some guys maybe go a little bit too far with that element, and the efficiency level will drop below their talent level. There are guys that can be swayed by that.
Yeah,
나이스.
you're right. And it's a mixed bag with those kind of guys because the talent is always on display, and it's hard not to appreciate it, but the inconsistency is frustrating. Perhaps the guy who maybe best epitomizes that is Lance Stevenson, because when he's good, he can give you a lot of stuff at both ends. When he's sideways, he can hurt you a little bit too.
Out to the wing. Rose against Harris. Outside Rose. Back to Towns. 6 on the shot clock. Good on the shot. Towns has got the game tied up here for Minnesota.
We know he can score from outside too, but close to the hoop is where Towns makes his living.
LeBron kicks to AI.
오, 못 죽겠다.
James looking it over.
스크린.
And the
아,
layup's good
역시
off the glass.
제임스.
James has got his second basket of the game.
유로니
Man, this thing
짱네.
is just going back and forth tonight.
Yeah, it's been a seesaw battle. Right now, I mean, as soon as one team grabs the lead, the other grabs it right back.
Towns dishes to T. Knocked loose. To the middle. Here's Gibson. And
아,
James pulls it
놓쳤어
down.
내가.
And gotta like what they've been
뺏은
doing
줄 알고
down low.
공격권 바뀐 줄 알고 안 바뀌었네.
I certainly do. You know, I
아,
like to see
뭘
guys
쟤
do their work
뭐냐.
inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Teague finds Towns. Back to Teague. And it's slammed in by Teague.
I guess Towns got a little bit of point guard in it. The big fella with a beautiful dime right there.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And Jeff Teague grew up in Indianapolis, spent a season with the Pacers. Clark, you've spent some time around that team. What are your impressions of Teague?
I think he's really solid. Kind of a quiet leader, steady,
일단 동점까지
reliable.
만들어놓고 또
He actually stayed in
교체해요.
his parents' basement
바로
while he was with the
교체될
Pacers.
때까지로
Pretty
스킵할게요.
frugal, I would add, too.
Both teams making
아,
substitutions
2점
here.
차로 다시
Lakers
치고
shooting
있어.
their 5th free throw of the game here.
Kyle Kuzma is a guy who burst on the scene during his rookie year and is a fun player to watch. He's a guy that really has an outstanding all-around game.
And that one released in time, but no good.
3점씩 못
That
쏘게.
concludes the third quarter. It continues to be
가끔
an
그냥
exciting
냅두면
neck-and-neck
늦는
game.
애들이 있어가지고
Timberwolves
앞에 붙어줘야
ahead,
돼요.
up
이렇게 안
one.
해봤을 때.
And coming up in a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm
의외로
assists of the game.
팽팽하네.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, you can't run away from the DNA. When he's running the show, he makes sweet highlight reel plays night in and night out.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Charge is out there with Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Dang, then it's Andrew Wiggins, and it's Galloway in at the 1 spot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. The Lakers trail. Kuzma passes to Ingram, so they take the lead.
쟤 누가
Ingram's got the
잉그램이네.
first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Lakers.
Just a hard-fought battle, and neither team able to create any distance.
Yeah, keeping things interesting, and that's how we like it as broadcasters. I mean, you feel that one of these teams, though, is going to go on a run quite soon.
Charge dishes to Towns. Good on the shot. And the
타운즈를
Timberwolves lead by
막았네.
one.
You know, for a guy with Towns' size, I mean, to have this level of body control, it's no wonder
나이스.
the contact didn't bother the shot.
And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Back to Dang. A three-pointer, Wiggins. Towns
아,
gets to
리바운드
Charge.
뺏겼어.
Dang gets a wide open look. A three-pointer off the mark. These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively,
나이스
it has a
리바운드.
way of helping you on the
나이스.
defensive side as well.
A nice shot by
나이스
AI.
리버스.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle with their offensive end.
Towns down low. He's covered by Ingram. And it's
Nice.
Towns missing. Lakers leading by 3. Kuzma passes to AI. Back to Kuzma. Down low. And the
Whoa.
slam dunk by McGee.
나이스
And
엘리.
how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off.
Boy, both ends of that play, guys,
5점짜까지
were
다시 벌렸고.
fantastic.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play, sponsored by Under Armour Hover Happy. And the Timberwolves call time here. We've seen AI really making a difference here.
I think that's a critical timeout too, Kevin. I mean, they need to find a way to slow him down, shut him down, because he's tearing them apart right now.
Some changes for Minnesota. Rose comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Teague in for Langston Galloway. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, well, during the break, I heard Tom Thibodeau as he talked with the team. He told his guys they've got the green light to keep shooting from downtown. He told them,
이거 진짜
I
잘
like the way
막아야겠네.
you guys are working out there.
칼
Keep
안토니
finding the
타운즈.
open spaces on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots. We'll see if they step it up from here, guys.
And
Nice.
AI with the basket on the assist by Ball. AI's got the lead up to 5 now for the Lakers. For Minnesota, they've gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
A guy with the size and skill of Towns, Kevin, really hard to stop without fouling.
Some changes for Minnesota. Taj Gibson's checked in for Saric, and Robert Covington subbed in for Andrew Wiggins. James checked in for the Lakers. Harris comes in for Brandon Ingram. Gibson with the steal. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Rose has kept the
오,
ball.
잘했다.
Showing determination
파울이었다,
inside.
저거.
Towns absorbs the contact and gets the whistle.
표정이 안 좋네.
And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for Los Angeles.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this
Nice.
game. They have been the aggressors.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Great players like LeBron draw so much attention defensively, really opens up the passing lanes for him.
Outside,
또
Towns.
타운즈한테 파울 들었네.
Towns is double. Back to T. Good, and the assist goes to Towns.
Man, I like the steadiness and assurance of Teague in these situations. I mean, he's a legitimate threat to score at any time in the game.
Pass the ball to the paint. Here's AI.
Nice.
Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. AI's got 12 points in just the second half.
And his stroke has been dead on from the outside. I mean, inside, outside, it just doesn't matter.
Shot from the wing. He's off on that one. And it's the Lakers the other way. Harris outside. Here's AI.
나이스
trying to
푸시다.
break free. And again, another
깁슨 이제
basket
정신 못
from
차리죠.
AI.
Wonderful recognition there. When you leave someone open around Harris, he's going to make you pay.
T kicks to Towns. JaVale McGee grabs the miss. Lakers leading by 6. Here's Harris. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Rose.
몇 차차 보다 보니까 29득점 했네.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
A guy who tells it like it is. Harris isn't afraid to say what's on his mind, especially around his friends.
8점 차. 이건 뭐 3점 두들겨 맞지 않는 이상 이겼나요? 나이스.
So Los Angeles will
리바운드
take it the other
좋고.
way.
르브론.
Harris against Rose. Harris passes to AI. Back to Harris from downtown. Hits it from
나이스.
three-point range.
해리스 좋았다.
And the Lakers lead by 11.
무리하지
And
않고
that's
팀원을
killer
이용한.
instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
And, you know, this is what's needed at this point in the game, Greg. The great teams know how to close it out.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. On the wing, James. Defended by Covington. Back to AI. And Gibson sends it back.
저런 애한테 굴락당했어.
Outside Teague.
4, 3, 2,
Will it
1.
go? And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion
팽팽하다가
they did,
막판에 의외로 쉽게
you have to
갈렸네요.
feel good about it. Really an outstanding.
Clay got a faster release. Oh, is that?
자, 다음 달라스 경기.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. The action tonight will be happening out in Dallas, where the Mavericks will be going up against the Los Angeles Lakers. And looking at Los Angeles, they've definitely been generating momentum. They look at this as a great chance to grab another road
레이커스
win.
에이스. 대표 선수 소개하는데 뜨네요, 이제.
The Mavericks looked at, and David,
Hey, Kev.
he is a legend. Thank you, D.A. Chris, looking at the year so far, teams that made big changes in the offseason starting to develop now some chemistry.
Well, it takes some time, especially if the acquisitions are on the younger side. And this is where great coaching can make all the difference. This is where a great basketball culture in the locker room can make all the difference. It's all about, we say chemistry, chemistry, chemistry. What does that mean? It means trust. It takes time to build trust. It takes time to understand your players and what they like, where to get them the ball, what makes them better. And once you get to that point, it's
Wow,
a liberating feeling, because now you feel like, okay, guys, we've gotten through the murky waters. Now we can have some fun. We know who we are. We have an identity. Let's go out and be us.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles.
아,
JaVale McGee is out there with AI. Then there's Harris, and it's LeBron James, and it's Ball in at the one. Now here's Barrett.
내가 마크해야
He's
되는데
been
왜
a
이렇게
reliable
커?
scorer for him as he's averaging
센터인가?
over 13 points a game. Powell finds Barea. Shot clock at 6. Back to Powell. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Nowitzki, no good. AI in the post.
Nice.
He's against Nowitzki. And AI gets it to go on the assist by LeBron. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Barea against Ball. Here's Nowitzki. And the shot goes in.
Good
노비스키.
awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Now, here's AI. Ball with the
나이스.
bucket.
굿
He has the
어시스트.
size to be a factor inside. Ball doesn't shy away from testing his luck from there.
The Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Barea against Ball. Barea kicks to Doncic. Passes it to Powell. Some nice passing here by
오,
Dallas.
설마?
Took the opportunity when he saw it.
어,
Nowitzki's got 5 now.
3점도 잘 넣어?
When LeBron came over to Los Angeles, Greg, many wondered how the younger players would fare. They've done a pretty good job working alongside him.
외곽도
You can see it in
망하겠네.
the record for the Lakers. Many might have been skeptical to how this roster would work together, but they've been terrific. You have to give kudos to the coaching staff and all the players for buying in.
Oh, that's blocked. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And Dallas gets called for the foul. Lakers shooting their first free
야,
throws of the game
저걸
on this
못
trip
넣어?
to the line.
찬스도 만들어주는 패스였는데.
Second free throw, no good. Well, it was the Los Angeles Lakers winning their last game against the Timberwolves at Target Center. And it's blocked.
나이스.
Solid shot
블락
blocker
좋았다.
at his position. Ball slant. It allows him to make a difference on this end.
LeBron passes to AI.
어머.
And it's out of bounds.
블락?
Last touch by Nowitzki. Ingram is checked in for Harris.
노비스키 장난 아니네.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes
나이스.
played. And James gets it to
저렇게
go.
넣어줘야
Guys,
패스해주는
that's
맛이
just
있지.
really unstoppable. He
역시
poses
르브론.
a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Nowitzki outside. Pass to Doncic. Shoots over McGee. Off the left rim and out.
I like the shot selection on that one, despite the miss.
To the inside. Ball with it, and he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Measuring, he's checked
어머.
in for the Mavericks.
내가 3초 바이올레이션
Comes
걸린
in
거?
for Dirk Nowitzki. And Los Angeles will go for a different.
하하. 오. 20대 14. 벤치
Jackson is
멤버들
out
더
there with
잘하네.
Nowitzki. Then there's J.J. Barea. Then there's Amon Shumpert.
나이스
And
리.
it's Powell in at the center. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Now here's James. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Inside. Here's AI. And the layup's good
나이스.
off the glass. AI's got his second bucket.
And those are the kind of nice inside
골밑
looks
슛이랑
they've
레이업
gotten here
슛은
in the
진짜
first half.
능력치
And on our sideline,
땅
our
찍어놨죠.
reporter David Aldridge.
블락만 안 당하면 거의 그냥 무조건 들어가는 거죠.
Against the Timberwolves was terrific. He had 29 points, and he was
그렇지.
locked in with a strong shooting night from both the floor and the free throw line. The numbers in that game make me anxious to see what he can do tonight. Kevin?
Thanks, David. It was a performance that not many players are capable of.
I know I won't forget it for a while, and you have to think he'll keep it rolling here tonight. When you're that hot, it takes a while to cool down.
Yeah, he was special, but the biggest challenge for him tonight is that the defense will be ready for him. They saw what he did in the last game, just like the rest of them.
나이스 리.
Los
잽싸게 골밑
Angeles
들어와서
leading
자리
by
잡고.
9.
아,
And he can't
뭐야.
extend the lead to double digits. And so it's Barea with it. They'll bring it up for Dallas.
이번 경기 왜 이렇게 슛이 안
Nothing
들어가냐?
offensively yet from them in the second quarter. Down low, here's Nowitzki. It's
나이스
tipped.
블락.
And
우연찮게
pushing it
뛰었는데
out,
그
here's
블락
Los
될 줄이야.
Angeles. James with the ball. That falls.
야,
Nice feed
이거는
that
뭐
time from Ball.
무조건
And the
다르네.
Lakers lead by 11.
I love the way James moves in transition. He's relentless and determined.
A lot of people have a lot of opinions on Lonzo Ball, but one thing is for sure, Chris, he is a
아,
playmaker.
나왔어야 되네.
Yeah, his teammates love to play with him. That's a big
아니,
thing.
성장 슛들을 왜 이렇게 잘해?
Natural catalyst for this team. And it goes beyond his impressive passing numbers. I mean, you can see just how different the team is when he's on the floor. I mean, and it means they're moving, they're running. He came into this league advertised as an unselfish playmaker, and he's been that answer.
스크린
Jackson
아웃까지는
has the open look. It's good. Only a few seconds into the shot
30번에
clock.
3점 추가.
Jackson's got 8 points. Los Angeles leading
앞서고
by
있다고
6.
일단
The
큰거 같지.
basketball kicks it to AI. And it's
나이스.
good for 2.
Oh, this is the
위험했다.
unselfishness ball brings to the table, the definition of a pass-first point guard.
Dallas has gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Bounce pass Barea. Down low.
아,
Nowitzki.
노비스키 내가 막았어야 돼.
7 points in the game.
Oh, he gets in a good position in the post, and the entry feed is there for him.
Lakers have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. Harris kicks to AI. Pass the ball. To the middle from 6 feet. And he overshot that one, missing.
Almost every look he gets
Permission
inside
to
is good,
overstep.
but the D hangs in there and makes it a tough one. But he had 2 3-pointers in the opening quarter. It hasn't been able to connect yet here in the second.
Now, here's AI. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, you gotta be more
득점밖에
careful
못했어?
when you guard Harris. He's aggressive.
교체.
And that'll do it for the first half.
5점 차로 이긴 걸로 끝났네.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action
교체에서
following it.
나왔을 때 엄청 이긴 걸로 앞선 걸로 시작했는데 히겐롤에 완전
Second half of
눈났다.
basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Dirk Nowitzki having a dominant impact in this game.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, and then it wasn't all done, too. They were squaring up with confidence, and that became contagious.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Harris is out there with ball. Then it's AI. And there's JaVale McGee. And it's James in at the small forward. Chris, your team's battled Kobe Bryant many times. Name some of the players today who you think can compare mentally to the Kobe Bryants and the Michael Jordans, guys you play.
Oh, wow. Well, Kobe says he's seen it in Kyrie Irving and the Greek Freak and a few others. I've seen it in Westbrook and how hard he plays, and KD. And don't think Steph Curry's just this little nice, helpless guy out there on the court to shoot threes and turn around. He's one of those guys, too, that just wants to put that dagger into your heart with the deep three late in the game. So definitely Westbrook, KD, Curry, those guys come to mind.
Now, here's Barea after the miss from AI. Now, here's Barea. He's got 5. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. And at the start of the new year, a look here at the Rookie of the Year race. Some great young players making their entree into the NBA. You look at AI. He's been a big-time contributor for his team so far. And, we're right in the thick of the season, and he's one back of the top spot.
And with more or less a half a season behind us, he has shown what unlimited potential he has.
Can you imagine what his future is going to be if he stays on this path? I mean, with his work ethic and focus, he's been sensational this season.
Lakers leading by 3. Harris outside. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. And that one's good. AI.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
For Dallas, they've gone 2-4 here to start the second half. Passes it to Doncic. He kicks to Barea. Pass to Shumpert. 6 to shoot. Shoots over ball. Shumpert, no good.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backcourt. And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Mavericks trail by 7. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Doncic with it. AI picks him up. And there it is for him.
누구론이 막을 줄 알았는데 내가 막는 거는 무조건 패스가 좀 꼬였어. 누구론 역시 위기의 상황에서 3점.
And so it's Barea with it. They'll bring it up to the Mavericks. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
Yeah, and the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Oh, this is ugly. No question about it. And you wonder if these matchups aren't favoring them right now.
And Los Angeles will go
8점 차. 3점 차까지 따라잡혔어. 4쿼터.
Doncic with it. He's against Kuzma. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
And you gotta respect Luka's passing skills. Just a multi-talented player who is all about sharing the basketball.
And for the Lakers, they're shooting at 51%. Really solid. Doncic at the 3 and Dirk at the 4. J.J. Barea is out there with Iman Shumpert. And it's Powell in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. 60 seconds off the clock here in the 4th. And here's Barea. Nowitzki outside. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Out of bounds.
너무 많이 달려들었어.
Dallas has gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Barea surveying the floor to the paint. A fader.
나이스.
Again, the miss by the
디펜스
Mavericks.
좋았죠?
They came close there to tying it up.
That was a really important possession, especially at this stage of the game.
오.
Meaningful miss.
And out of
미쳤어?
bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. The Lakers in the lead. Kuzma kicks to Harris.
야 헤리스. 오
Nailed from
나이스.
three-point land.
들어갔네. 안 들어간 줄
Nice
알았는데.
spark for their offense here in the second half. Now above 50% for the game.
Dallas has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Berea against Ball. Now here's Berea. Defense is right there. 5 on the clock. Here's Doncic. The offensive rebound. Shumpert. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
큰일 날 뻔했네.
That's just super concentration from
근데
Shumpert.
리바운드
He sounded
잡기가 쉽지가
drawing the
않지.
foul on the way up.
That free throw, no
나이스
good.
노골.
And the second free throw, good.
That one miss was huge. He had a chance to turn this into a one-possession game.
To the right side. Kuzma passes to AI. To the inside. And he drops from the layup off the glass. AI's got
노비스키
4
말고
points now in the
나머지는
quarter.
뭐
And guys, all about hard
포스트
work from this
공격하는
point on. And they
선수
worked
그냥
hard to
찾기
create
쉽죠.
that high-quality shot.
피지컬적으로 뛰어나는 않네.
Now here's Nowitzki. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Kuzma against Nowitzki. There's the pass to Ball. Kicks it to AI. Shoots from the baseline, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
농락.
And now an 8-point Laker lead.
Fruitful possession, just doing what they can to extend the lead.
That's what you have to do. Stay in the moment. Keep running.
Now here's Nowitzki. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. They've led by as many as 11 points. And Harris wide open. He shoots again, the Lakers.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the
나이스
stretch here
은근
in the final quarter.
득점해야 될 때 잘 해주네.
Small lead. They're doing all they
노비스키
can to
덤벼라.
protect.
Nowitzki with it. He's
우리죠?
guarded by
오!
AI. Count that bucket.
야 넣었어?
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Los Angeles leading by 8. Pass the ball. To the middle. Deflects the pass. AI with the bucket. AI's got 10 points here in the
점차.
second half.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
I mean, I don't know whether to say it's amazing or sad, but you're down double digits and you still allow an uncontested layup. Where's the pride? Where's your heart?
And with his game
오, 플레이
closing
오브 더
in on
게임
the final
멤버
buzzer,
뽑혔네요.
let's take a look at our Jordan player of the game.
And his focus, guys, has been laser sharp, and his touch from the field, flawless. The teammates have worked hard to get him the ball in some good positions, and boy, has he rewarded them with a spectacular shooting performance. Great call to keep running all those sets for him.
It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I heard Rick Carlisle during that last break talking with the team. He said, we've come this far. Now we've got to give everything left to get this one. And we can do it. So go out there and do it. Guys, we'll see what they can do.
Here's AI after Dirk Nowitzki's bucket.
나이스.
And he comes up with the deuce.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Lakers.
Nothing like second chance buckets to pick up the scoring pace.
Yeah, it was impressive how they piled on the extra points, hitting the offensive glass,
나이스,
and
이번엔 못
also
넣었다.
winning the 50-50 ball battle.
And
이거
this will make
이겼네.
it 36 wins on the year for them.
They were really
나이스.
smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team, which equaled to 2 wins.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for AI.
From an offensive standpoint, he was their leader tonight. Whenever they needed a big bucket, he was always the guy to come up.
Nowitzki, wide open, he fires. Wide open, couldn't capitalize. And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. A 12-point lead, their biggest of the game.
Good interior D there.
안으로 파고들려고 했는데 못 파고들었어.
Wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly. Then with the quick reaction time.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Okay.
He's off on the first.
못 넣네. 야, 8초 남기고 바뀌었네요. 예. 이건 뭐 이겼어.
So it's Los Angeles winning
결국
this one.
9점 차로 이겼네요.
And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy.
자, 다음 디트로이트와의 경기.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me, oh, you know him, Shaquille O'Neal. You know this guy too, Kenny the Jet Smith. And the pregame warm-ups wrapping up out in Los Angeles, where it'll be the Lakers going up against the Detroit Pistons. Well, for Detroit, they're sitting at 500 over the last 10 games, kind of.
Visit the team's website for more information for availability on an upcoming Lakers game.
오랜만에 홈경기다.
It's home to Tinseltown and the Lakers, Los Angeles, California, as we bring you an interconference rivalry here at the Staples Center. We're happy to have you with us for 2K Sports midweek presentation of NBA basketball.
그리핀.
Along with
제가
Greg Anthony, Steve
에이스죠.
Smith, and
그리핀.
David Aldridge on the sideline. This is
파워포워드.
Kevin Harlan, and
진짜
what an honor
좋은
for us tonight to bring to you the greatest Laker perhaps of all
나이스.
time, Kobe Bryant. Kobe, so great to have you with us courtside tonight.
Oh, thank you, man. The pleasure is all mine, and I always like to stop by and spend time with you.
Well, this is going to be fun tonight.
Sure is.
And of course, Tony Parker. We saw him deliver a very nice performance in his first game for the team, from coaches to fans, and I'm sure his teammates. A very welcome moment for him.
And speaking of the trade, I spoke to him earlier, and man, was he excited about getting the opportunity at a fresh start. He thinks he'll be able to get them to that next level, and I'm sure that's what their thought process was when they made the deal.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. The athletic front pair is Griffin and Drummond. Reggie Jackson out there with Wayne Ellington. Kobe, how important is it for young players to have mentors?
Oh, extremely important. I consider them the North Star. They're always there to provide guidance and kind of a map of generally where you want to go, the direction you want to go. And I always felt muses were important because if I could study them and see how they got to where they are, it'll help me avoid some of the landmines that they may have stepped on and had to persevere through.
And gracious of you to become a mentor now for so many.
Well, it's part of the responsibility, I think, of giving back to the game, right? The game has given me so much. I've had great mentors in my life. I feel like it's important to pay it forward.
A nice shot by Griffin.
He has great instincts on the offensive end. He's tough to contain.
For Los Angeles, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. The 3 from LeBron. Unable to get that one. And it's Detroit.
아무리 르브론이었으면 좀 오바였죠.
And this matchup with the Lakers, it's their first meeting of the season.
And just couldn't make the most of their meetings last year. Ended up splitting the season series.
2 points,
나이스
that one
르브론
goes.
패스 지렸다.
And Kobe, you think about playing the game, you don't miss the physical side of it, but I know the mental side was so big for you, especially as your career went on.
Well, yeah, well, every season was a new puzzle, right? So it's, you know, as a leader of the team, it's not so much about yourself. You know, you have to put that to the side and think about how to put together a puzzle for your teammates. How do you put them in a situation where they're reaching their max potential?
Yes.
Right? That's what gets the championship done. So every season is exciting
노비스키보다 얘가 더
because the
쉬운 것
puzzle
같아.
is new. the emotions, the goals that your teammates have are all new. And so you have to figure out how can you put them in the best possible position to be successful and in turn help us win a championship.
It's a great explanation. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And that one's good. Drummond.
Working every day to develop his skills. Drummond with a nice finish inside.
Harris kicks to LeBron. Pass to AI. Good, and the assist goes to James. James has got 6 assists now in the game.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Only the first quarter. Guys are getting in the groove, but communication on the defense has to be better.
Kobe, a lot of teams now playing a more spread-out offensive style. You played with a
르브론이
spread
대신 잘
four,
막았어요.
Robert Horry, Lamar Odom. You also played with more of a twin
나이스.
feel on your roster. Which way would you lean when you think about those different styles?
That doesn't matter to me.
You like them all?
Yeah, it just depends on the personnel that you have.
Right.
And with the personnel that you have, you make the most out of it.
That puzzle you keep talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just, every puzzle is built differently.
Right.
Right? And you just try to do what you can with what you have. So it doesn't matter.
And you like that figuring out process.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Even though you're the same, you've got to kind of adapt now what's on your roster.
Yeah, you have to be able to adapt to the players that you have around you, you know, and understanding what they need. It's not what you need. It's what do they need. And as long as the leader of the team can make that shift, they'll be fine with whatever they have on the roster.
Great to score.
막아야 돼.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Tyson Chandler is checked in for JaVale McGee. Kyle Kuzma comes in for James. Brandon Ingram, he's checked in for Harris. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Lonzo Ball. Parker's shot is off.
나이스. 견제
The
좋았죠.
Lakers on offense. They're on a 14-4 run.
나이스다.
And AI throws it down.
Well, everyone knows how big a name Nike is in the NBA. They announced recently that their newest team member is going to be AI. Big moment for that young man.
With AI's charisma and appeal as a player, it's easy to see why Nike wasted no time, Greg, signing him to a shoe deal. Rondo with a clean look
나이스
again,
론도.
Los Angeles.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Here's Jackson. 14 points from him the last game against San Antonio.
And he really controlled the pace of the game by getting to the line. The D could not slow him down, and he took advantage of it.
Now here's Parker. Outside Jackson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots from the high post. The Lakers with the rebound. AI's got 5 rebounds tonight. To the paint.
나이스 쿠즈마. 패스 좋았다.
And really focused on establishing dominance down
야,
low.
이번에 우리 쿼터부터 벌써 14점
They
득점했어.
have played physical, they have owned the paint, and they have built up a decent lead here in the first.
There's Parker with the
아, 어제부터 넣었어.
That's a shot he'll never forget. As dramatic as they come.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They've been playing some
Watching previous guys who've led this.
And you know, Greg, with Blake Griffin, he's
쿼터에는
got
바로
somebody to take
교체되네요.
some of that leadership role along. A team swap here for the Lakers.
32대 17. 15점 차. 더 벌었어. 이거 뭐 여유 있게 플레이해도 되겠네.
Pistons trail by 15. On the court for the Pistons, the
Ah,
big
Griffin
men are
놓쳤다.
Griffin and Drummond. Wayne Ellington is out there with Parker, and it's Lure in at the 3 spot. And so James will bring it up for the Lakers. At one point, they led by 16. They want to keep it rolling here following the
나이스.
win against
오, 안
Dallas.
들어간 줄 알았어.
Just a terrific effort off the bench. Guys came in, they seemed fresh, and they all contributed.
Yeah, on the road, role players often have a harder time scoring. But on that night,
피지컬적으로
it was
그리핀이 좀
just the
약하네.
opposite.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
아, 막을 수 있었는데
Hi, Kevin.
아깝다.
Well, AI in their last time out against the Mavericks got the job done. He scored 18 points and also added 5 rebounds to round out his scoring figures. He played a tremendous
나이스.
all-around game, and you'll love to see that type of effort. We'll see if he can maintain that kind of energy tonight.
Hey, David, thanks very much. He's one of those players who can do remarkable things on any given night, in any given game. That was a special game he played.
And it wasn't just the performance, guys, but really his preparation. He knew the right way to attack in every situation.
And that was the beauty of it. His ability
Nice.
to read and
Assist
react to
좋았죠.
whatever they threw at him.
I'd like to give a big thank you once again to Kobe Bryant for coming by, and feel free anytime to drop by and join our
No,
broadcast.
thank you, man. It's been wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Well, Smitty, with Kobe stopping by the booth, you think back to some of the great moments of his career. Do you recall the first time you ever went up against him on the floor?
I do. I remember his rookie year. He didn't play a lot of minutes, but you could tell he was a special talent. He was a total package, and I was looking forward to see his career develop.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed
아,
them to
덩크하려고
build
그랬는데.
this lead.
And you can see it in terms of protecting the rim. Drummond has the ability. He just needs to stay active on a consistent basis.
Parker kicks to Lewis. Again,
Nice
the miss
lead.
by the Pistons.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good look.
안 들어가?
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Lakers shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
And the second free throw, good. We've got 13 seconds left in the first half. Parker kicks to Griffin. Over AI. And so it's Los Angeles, holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin.
오, 오랜만에 인터뷰.
Rebounding tonight, big part of your game. How have you had such an impact on the glass?
누군가는 꾸준히 해야
Well,
합니다.
you know, somebody's got to do the dirty work, DA. Might as well be me. And we got a lot of people pulling for us. Least we can do is give a full effort all the time, you know. And tonight, that effort's turned into a lot of rebounds, so we're pretty happy.
No rebounds, no rings, and you are halfway to that so far. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Really an incredible game from AI.
And I love the game plan in that first half. They really valued each possession.
You know what? It's hard to do. Staying focused and disciplined with your approach.
Our second half of basketball and presented
나이스.
by Gatorade.
디펜스 좋았죠?
CU's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Taking a look at Los Angeles. AI is out there with LeBron James. Then there's Harris. Then it's Ball. And it's McGee in at the 5. Michigan High School basketball, Steve, has produced a lot of great NBA talent. Yourself, Magic, Chris Webber, George Gervin, the Iceman, and some new great players now are in that category.
Yeah, the list goes on and on. When you start talking about the Derek Colemans and the Spencer Haywoods and Jalen Rose, so many different guys. Now you have guys, Josh Jackson, also Miles Bridges enter into this league right now. Michigan high school basketball has produced a lot of NBA talent.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Basket counts.
And on the defensive side, just a failure to match up.
Well, the one thing you want to take away is anything at the rim. Just too easy.
McGee against Drummond. Here's Griffin, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Griffin's got 10.
오, 20점 차네.
Blake does most of his damage. Just get him the rock inside the paint.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
In the past, Detroit put Andre Drummond in the middle, surrounded him with shooters. With Griffin in the fold, more of a classic front court pairing for the Pistons.
And the Lakers with some changes. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for JaVale McGee. Ingram comes in for Harris. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Lonzo Ball. And Detroit with a change here too. Zhang's checked in.
Three consecutive field goals
SNS
have come
올라왔죠.
right at the
그리핀 도대체
rim.
뭐 하냐고.
The D had better start buckling down.
Steve, the Pistons, 4 shooters, 1 big man model. Much more common nowadays.
Yeah, well, the Pistons can stagger Drummond and Griffin's minutes to get more shooting on the floor. Even playing together, I think they complement each other pretty well. Lacking confidence right now in his offense. He's been shaky all period.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. Here's Griffin. Outside for Jackson. Hits it from three-point range. Jackson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Lakers leading by 22. LeBron outside. Intercepted. Mikhailuk. James covering. Griffin shot is off.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Rebounding edge right now, massive.
Credit the vision of LeBron. Leave even one guy open, he'll find him.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. And what a draft day steal for the Lakers, who were able to get Kyle Kuzma, who had been drafted 27th overall.
Yeah, Kuzma came into the league far more polished than anyone expected, and you have to credit the young man's hard work.
야, 30점 차를 더 벌었어.
AI in the post.
Ah,
Griffin's there. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Blake Griffin. The first one falls. Steve, more and more we're seeing NBA players speak out on societal issues. Do you think it's gone too far in any way, or do you think it should go even farther?
No, I think players should speak up. I think in all, all our 4 major sports, in any possible way, I think guys should get a chance to weigh in on what they feel individually. Freedom of speech, and I think our players is just like everybody else. You have freedom of speech. You should be allowed to speak up on issues.
And Detroit, looking at who they've got. The athletic front pair is Griffin and Drummond. Ish Smith is out there with Calderon, and it's Brown in at the small forward position. And Stevenson kicks the ball. Down low. Wagner passes to AI, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Griffin.
And this is really a fun time of year. You're starting to see which players are going to be in the running to make the All-Star team.
You look at AI. He's among the top 10 in the voting in the Western Conference. The fans rewarding him for a tremendous season so far. And we'll keep you posted as the voting continues. Brown right side. He doesn't hit that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Out to the wing, to the inside. Stevenson against Brown. Baseline try. Griffin grabs the board.
This is a problem for him. Inconsistent from the mid-range.
Brown wide open. He fires. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got 3 assists tonight. Los Angeles has gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Inside. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. AI's got 24 points. It's Calderon with the ball for Detroit. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That'll be the second on the road in the midst of this long 4-game road stand.
When Blake gets on a roll, you have to watch out. This is a man who has found some rhythm, and he is not letting up.
Inside. To the middle. Here's Wagner. And the dunk to finish it off.
Sharing the basketball. Plenty of guys talk about it, but not everyone does it.
Pistons have gone 3 of 5 here in the 4th quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Lobbed up there for Drummond. Hammers the alley-oop through.
I mean, tremendous body control in the air. Andre with the easy catch and flush.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Habit. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. You hear the term empty stats every once in a while, Steve, usually referring to great production on a bad team. How valid do you think that theory is?
It is. A lot of guys you see are averaging you know, these numbers, and players look around, and you know the players. You're saying, unfortunately for him, those numbers are empty stats because there are a lot of times these numbers are found in when the game is decided, and a lot of times on bad teams you see these guys going for numbers. Then you get a chance to see them play on good teams, and those stats just don't match up.
Good explanation. Steve, the NBA playing games in foreign countries now during the regular season. You think that'll become a more common occurrence?
I do, Kevin. I think they do a good job of getting a chance to, I would say, gather all the fans around the globe. Our game is going more global. And I think some of the players and some of the teams, they love it. I think a lot of times if they make sure the NBA, they're not sending the exact same teams and get a chance to spread the wealth, I think it's a great idea.
He gets that one.
When he's draining jump shots, it's hard to know what you want to do defensively. What do you take away?
Inside, AI. Rebounded by the Pistons.
터닝슛 좋았는데.
There's Brown with the three. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got 5 assists in the game. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Lakers.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so checking out the record for these guys tonight will mark win number 37 for them on the year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for AI.
He played with a lot of fire, a lot of heart, especially on the glass. He's one of those guys who acts like every rebound is his, and many of them were tonight.
Just 4 to shoot.
And again, the Lakers no good.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
If you give it to him, he'll take that shot every time down the floor. I'm sure he's kicking himself.
Pistons passing it around, and the slam by Blake Griffin.
That's what Griffin is known for best, his unreal vertical, which allows him to go over defenders.
AI kicks to Chandler. Pass to Stevenson. Here's AI.
Wow,
no good. They had a chance to end the run there.
One could argue that's a good shot, but maybe not the right shooter to take it.
Back to Griffin. And Griffin slams it in.
As solid as he's been, they're still behind. He needs help.
AI in the post. Kicks it out to Stevenson. Stolen by Lure. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a
갑자기 중거리 슛이 왜 이렇게 안 들어가지? 그래도 뭐 27득점 했으니까 능력치를 중거리 다 만땅 찍었는데 일단 레이업 다 찍고 딴 거 찍는 걸로. 자, NBA2K19 파워포워드 키우기 마이커리어 10번째 시간, 오늘은 여기까지 플레이하도록 하겠습니다. 다음 편 시간대는 시즌 이어서 계속 가고요. 유타전부터 플레이하도록 하겠습니다. 시청해주셔서 감사합니다. 마칠게요.